Today a customer's coming in to have a 3-hour one-to-one tuition session. He wants to go faster, so we're going to use all the technology we can to make sure he goes there. We set a kart up with all the data logging kit. So we have potentiometers on the brake pedal, on the accelerator pedal, we have steering angle input, we have RPM, and we have GPS speed as well. And you combine all that stuff together, and it's a very powerful system.
So I've been to a few arrive and drive sessions in the past, and I kind of got to a point where it felt like I kind of reached the limit of what I could do on my own, really. But it was definitely about time that I picked the brains of the experts. So
the 3-hour session is structured, basically, we start off sending the customer out in the datum kart. I'll watch him on track, check his lines out, and get a level for his current performance. The next module will be the track walk, where we spend a long time slowly walking around the track, seeing all the camber changes, all the braking points that are marked out on the circuit, and make sure that he's got a very big understanding of exactly how the track lies at slow speed, so when he goes going quicker, it all becomes a bit more natural. We'll then do some lead and follow sessions. So I follow him very closely in another kart so I can see exactly where he's braking, where he's turning in. So after 7 or 8 laps, we'll come into the pits and I'll take his kart out, do 2 or 3 flying laps to get a benchmark in order to be able to overlay the data from his performance over mine. Give him some clues and some areas to work on to improve his performance.
Excited, obviously. A little bit nervous. You know, the thought of having somebody scrutinising everything that you're doing is a little bit nerve-wracking.
Almost always, unless it's wet.
Right.
Even today, it's dry. So don't lift. Just take a deep breath. Your line was good, but the speed wasn't there. Keep down the left-hand side, you're already alongside them. So this is a really important section for a number of reasons. 1, for a lap time, 2, for an attacking opportunity in a race. Imagine you're the engine. You give me a push on my shoulders. Oh, it's dead straightforward, it's really easy. A bit quicker. Well, there we go, nice. Right, okay, so now I'm going to start turning. Dead hole. That does mean, I noticed when you're out there, you've got to attack the kart a little harder. You've got to take it by the scruff of the neck and give it some. Next in the session we're going to do some lead and follow. So Charles is going to go out in the data kart. I'm going to follow him in one of the race karts, see what he's doing, how his lines are, and hopefully give him some tips and get him a little bit quicker. Turn it in, it slides, it stops sliding, and you're already like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it'll go around turn 3, but you just got to blend off the throttle and back on it, otherwise you end up in the wall.
Yeah, really well. Already knocked huge chunks out of the time that I started the day with, so that's a good thing, definitely. Yeah, and Richard really knows what he's talking about and breaks it down in a really simple way, so you can really easily pick up on exactly where there's more time to be gained.
The moment you started turning, your eyes move to the exit.
Okay.
And the kart will go where you're looking.
Yeah.
So you'd already be looking at the apex while you're there.
Yeah, so a couple of things really. I mean, the track walk to start with was really useful, just to get a kind of view of the track from your own perspective rather than at speed. You talked a little bit about the dynamics of the kart and how to make the most of it, and then also with them following me around the track, able to kind of point out where I could potentially find more time and change my line slightly and just do things a bit more differently.
Always look 1 step ahead, and the kart will follow you. Your hands will naturally do it because you know what you're doing. It's fun. You're okay. So it'll go. So let's just attack it a little bit harder, then we'll probably end up bringing it back a little bit, and then we'll stay at a level.
Richard was brilliant, yeah. really down to earth, explains things in a sort of very approachable way. Crucially, with all his experience, had really great insights into what I was doing.
So that's RPM and your orange on the speed.
Yeah, the analytics was really useful. I mean, especially with Richard's trace over mine, just seeing the areas where he was just carrying a whole load more speed, basically getting on the power earlier than I was. So really helped illustrate where I still had room for improvement.
Going into turn 2, you've backed off, and I'm just still on it. So I'm at 10.6. You're at 9.9.
Yeah.
So I braked fraction later.
Yeah. Still not the fastest driver in the world, but I've certainly made some big improvements today. So, the laps I was doing at the start of the day were about 1:14. Was down to the 1:08s by the end. So that's a pretty huge chunk of time taken out.
I took it flat. You backed off, but our speed was within 0.3 of a mile an hour. So it wasn't a huge amount of difference.
To have one-on-one time with somebody who's that experienced and that quick and who is a great teacher is kind of, you can't really put a price on it. It's just been an extremely valuable day in terms of getting myself faster and more confident in the car.